When I started self-publishing more than 3 years ago, I didn't have any money to invest in Amazon ads, so I came up with a different and free method. Today, even though I have some money, I still use this method because I think it's the most effective and efficient way. And the tool that completely changed my results is email marketing. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what you're probably doing wrong and how to use email marketing correctly to boost your results on Amazon KDP. Without wasting any more time, let's get started. The first step to building a good email marketing strategy is the one that everyone gets completely wrong, and that's because on YouTube only one method is taught while 1,000 other more powerful ones are ignored. I'm talking about lead generation, which is the fundamental starting point of email marketing. First of all, what is a lead? A lead is simply the set of information you manage to get from a person, and its basic element is the email address, which is exactly what allows you to put this strategy into action. However, a lead can also include other elements like a name or a phone number. In some cases, it can even include non-personal data that lets you differentiate your offers, like the answer to a question. For example, if during lead generation you ask for a name, an email address, and the answer to the question, from 1 to 10, how good do you think you are at doing this? The lead you get will allow you to offer one book if the level is beginner and another book if the level is intermediate. And this is already something that 99% of publishers totally underestimate and ignore. Once you understand what a lead is, you need to understand how to get it. And this is where the biggest mistake of all happens. The lead generation strategy that everyone uses is to include a free resource inside the book they are selling, and to get it, you obviously have to enter your email in a form. The biggest problem with this strategy is that it only serves to increase the customer lifetime value of your current customers, which is the average amount a customer spends. The main issue with this method is that you're limiting yourself only to people you want to convert a second or third time. But if you don't have a truly large number of customers yet, then this strategy doesn't have such a big impact. Why not use this same strategy outside of your books instead? It sounds like something simple, but it is much easier to convince someone to download a totally free resource than it is to sell them a book directly. This way you will get a much larger number of leads, and these leads will all be targeted toward the book you sell on Amazon KDP. And don't think it's hard to do. In fact, all you need to do is create the free resource and then promote it for free and organically through social media. You can create simple videos where you explain what's inside on Instagram or TikTok, or you can use forums like Reddit, where you can easily find people specifically interested in your topic, or even Facebook groups or photos on Pinterest. If you would rather use a semi-automatic method by investing part of your earnings, you can choose to use meta ads with a budget of $5 a day, but it's not strictly necessary. By offering something for free, people won't think twice about entering their email and downloading the resource you're giving them. I know it might seem complicated, but this lead generation strategy literally only takes those 10 minutes to post content on social media or make a post on Reddit saying, hey guys, I created this totally free thing that can help you do this. It is a minimal investment of time and energy to get what is practically an endless list of potential customers. Now, let's talk about the second principle that nobody uses correctly, whether they are doing lead generation inside or outside of their book. I'm talking about the lead magnet, which is that free resource you offer to get a person's information. What everyone does is this: they create a simple one-page PDF, maybe made entirely with AI in 5 minutes. For example, someone who publishes a recipe book might offer one extra free recipe as a lead magnet. Or in a high content books where something is explained, they include a free template to download. Sure, it might be something useful and related to what you sold, but the truth is that the lead magnet, as the name suggests, must be a magnet. To truly attract the highest number of leads, you have to offer something that has enormous value, often on par with the book you're selling. If you really want to maximize conversions, you first need to offer something of incredible quality that a person would feel stupid to turn down for free. And secondly, this allows your lead to think, if this is the value I get for free, imagine what I can get by actually buying the book. The biggest mistake everyone makes is thinking that a lead magnet has to be a PDF. The reality is that you can create anything, especially when it comes to including it inside a book. Let me give you some examples that will definitely give you some creative ideas. Imagine you want to publish a coloring book. You could put a small QR code in the corner of the page that leads to a playlist designed to be listened to while coloring that specific page. Imagine using this strategy in a coloring book about emotions or fears, or one that tells a character story. Through the music, you can raise the quality level of your book on one hand, and on the other, you can get a lead from your customer. Let me give you a second example. Imagine you want to publish a book to help people become fluent in a language. You could use a very simple page on your website as a lead magnet where you host audio files to hear the correct pronunciation of certain sounds, or videos where you show the correct mouth movement to get the right result. These elements add incredible value to your book and allow you to get leads automatically, because practically 99% of your customers will want to access support content like that. As you can see, it's not hard to create an extremely high value lead magnet. The important thing is to understand what can be truly useful for your customer or your potential customer. The last concept is the fundamental one for the success of the whole strategy, and it is what decides if we will be able to sell our book to the leads we collected. I am talking about the choice of emails to send. It might seem simple because today you can just use AI to have an email written for you, but the reality is that AI is not able to deeply understand what the best choice for your strategy is, and it does not know your buyer persona as well as you do. For example, there are huge differences in how to communicate with a 70-year-old and a 25-year-old. There are differences if your buyer persona is a man or a woman, or if they are likely to spend money, or if they need to be guided more slowly to that result. For this very reason, understanding who you're selling to is the first fundamental step to get these satisfying results. And this is a step you must take even before thinking about creating a book, because it allows you to tailor everything. To create the buyer persona profile, I use a very simple technique that I call the 3-circle method. It consists of drawing 3 concentric circles around our customer that represent different parts of their life. The outermost circle represents the most superficial part, which I call demographic characteristics. This list of traits allows us to define all the information that is immediately clear and obvious, such as age range, gender, job or current occupation, education level, family status, what state or context they live in, and their income range. The second circle represents the psychographic characteristics, and these explain why a person makes certain decisions. It includes hobbies and interests, habits and routines, values and important things like health, productivity or family, goals and aspirations, the attitude toward learning, growing or changing, and finally their favorite platforms like YouTube, Instagram or TikTok. Finally, we define the innermost and most important circle, which is the emotional characteristics. This includes fears, insecurities, and deepest frustrations, but also people's desires and dreams. In this circle, we need to find all those emotional triggers, the things that keep people awake at night and drive them to take action. This is the most important circle because if we define these characteristics well, it will be very easy to write emails that activate these triggers in the person who receives them. If you skip this buyer persona profiling step entirely, you will have serious problems understanding which phrases actually manage to convert, and as a result, your entire strategy will be useless. Once that's done, we can finally move on to writing the emails. When we want to sell, we can't just think about writing a single email, sending it and getting sales that easily. You need to create an actual sequence that serves to transform the lead. To understand this step, you have to understand the 3 states of a lead: cold, warm, and hot. A lead is cold when you don't know yet if they might be interested in your offer. However, if we get all our leads through lead magnets inside our books or outside but strictly geared toward selling our book, then we can skip this step and we'll only have warm leads. Warm leads are targeted people who definitely have an interest in what we do since they wanted the free resource, but we aren't sure yet if they are willing to spend money. To transform leads from warm to hot, we need to create an email sequence that helps us reach the conversion over time, and to do that, we have to use all the information we gathered from the buyer persona profiling. To succeed in this step, we need to choose every single email carefully and strategically, so we don't waste the lead by boring them or filling their inbox with useless words they'll never read. To help with this, I've created a free guide that explains the two main strategies. The first is what to do when you get your lead before selling a book, while the second covers reconverting them after they get a lead magnet from inside one of your books. Inside the guide, you'll find both sequences explained in detail, each with an example. To get it, just click the link in the description or in the first pinned comment. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching until the end, and I'll see you soon with new content. Bye.